How's everybody doing? My name is Alan Roberts. We are back for the third one, which, by the way, here in about 1 hour, you can join us on Jewcast on YouTube or at the MFing COO or at Mark Lobliner on X. For Jewcast, we are going to have a great show today. I'm looking forward to it. I'm the non-Jew that shows up. I'm the token Gentile, just like I'm oftentimes the token cracker, too. But today, we're going to talk about obesity versus COVID, the hidden killer exposed. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, and I've talked about this before, but I got in my head that maybe I should write an article, and this article, by the way, is on X. I'm not going to read the article in its entirety. I am just going to touch on the hot spots, and then we are going to have Q&A and discussion. But I can say, and I truly mean this, if we counted it, obesity deaths the same way we counted COVID-19 deaths, it would be absolutely fucking insane. And there's no reason why we should. Absolutely no reason why we shouldn't. If you can get it in your head that COVID-19 should have included people that died from heart disease, cancer, even car accidents and gunshots, because people that died in car accidents and from gunshots are included in COVID-19 death tolls, by the way. People that died from stroke, people that died from heart attacks, people that died from stage 4 cancer are all listed as COVID-19, because if you tested positive at all or were suspected of being positive, they would in fact mark it as a COVID death. So I thought, it would be an interesting thing to see what would happen if we counted obesity deaths the same way as COVID-19 deaths. So let's get to it, and I'm going to do it this way. So, all right. 2020, there was a loose rule. If someone tested positive, their death was frequently called a COVID-19 death, no matter what the cause. And if every death of someone with a body mass index of over 30 was counted as an obesity death, the toll would be staggering. Obesity prevalence is a massive 42.5%, but I'm going to argue everybody that needs to understand that those numbers were taken from 2015 to 2018 and just published in 2018 and then continued through 2020. So the likelihood that we are well over 50% obesity is extremely high, but this is the statistics and data that I could validly prove through scientific method for this article, so that's why I used it. It's a 13% globally. So in America, we're way ahead of the global curve. But compare that to COVID-19's prevalence of 5 to 20% in 2020 via Ioannidis 2021, using Ioannidis's COVID-19 IFR estimates of 0.27 median and that's on the Bull World Health Oregon 2021, by the way. I've calculated an obesity IFR that's by attributing all deaths among obese individuals to obesity. Okay, so let's be real. All deaths related to obesity. Like if you're obese and you die of anything, we're going to count that as an obesity death for this, because that's what we did with COVID. So we were terrified of COVID because we counted every death, no matter what the fuck happened, as a COVID death. No matter, we did not give a shit why they actually died. It is even on the CDC website that only about 5% of the people that are attributed as dying from COVID or with COVID died of COVID. Most people died with it, and 4 other very serious comorbidities at an average age over the average age of life expectancy. So by getting COVID and having four serious comorbidities, you are actually you are actually likely to live longer than the average age of life expectancy. That's how stupid it is. But just so everybody grasps this, obesity's IFR would be 1.23%, nearly 5 times higher than COVID at 0.27. And by the way, for under 70, that's way higher, because the under 70 IFR, infection fatality rate of COVID, is 0.05. And most of the people that die from obesity are not elderly. They're younger than 70. Most of the people that die from obesity, like, you don't find many obese 70 plus year olds. You just don't. You know why? Because they're dead. So the average age of life expectancy is very different. So, but let's go with the raw data. Below is an age stratification comparison of obesity IFR amongst all deaths. and this is using Ioannidis' estimate for non-elderly 2022 and Verity et al. 2020 for those over 70. Obesity's prevalence comes from CDC 2017 to 2020, and with all-cause mortality adjusted for 1.5 hazard ratio. So, if we take a look at it, 0 to 19, 10% of the people are obese. Their all-cause mortality is 0.05. Their obese IFR is 0.075. So they are more likely to die of obesity than any other thing at this age, or than other things at this age. And the COVID IFR for their age bracket, no matter what their health status, is 0.0003. For 20 to 29, 40% of them are obese. And the all-cause mortality at 20 to 29 is 0.15, with the obesity IFR at 0.225 and the COVID IFR at 0.003. 30 to 39 with 40% obesity is also 0.15 for all cause, 0.225 for obesity, and 0.011. So we're reaching the stage where obesity at this age is more serious than the seasonal flu, or as serious as the seasonal flu for obesity, but COVID is still not. Not nearly, by the way. And I mean not nearly. Let's hop down to 40 to 49. It's 0.45. It's 45%. The all-cause mortality is 0.4. The obesity mortality is 0.6, and the COVID mortality is 0.035. 50 to 59, 45% obesity, 0.4 for all cause, 0.6 for obesity, and 0.129 for COVID. That's 0.129 is just getting into the realm of the normal seasonal flu. 0.6 is obviously well above the seasonal flu. So very realistically, obesity is vastly more dangerous than COVID just by their IFRs. If we count deaths the same way between obesity and COVID, obesity is vastly more deadly. Why aren't we doing something about it? Where are my fucking lockdowns? Where are we at? Why aren't these people wearing a mask over their face so they can't put food in it? Where are we at? I'm proving to you using critical thinking and logic, deduction, and science that obesity, if counted the same way as COVID, is massively more deadly than COVID. Why aren't we doing something about it? This is my argument. This is why I make these things. I mean, look at even the most vulnerable fucking people, 80 years old. Obesity prevalence, there's 40% obesity at 80 years old. I'm fucking shocked. But that's just because there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them, and I bet you they're not super morbidly obese. But that's something I am going to look into. The all-cause mortality is 10%. All cause. So every year, 10% of the people that were 80 years old die. Every year, right? Every year, 15% of the people that have obesity that are over 80 die. So as a newsflash, you're over the average age of all cause, or you're over the average cause mortality. And you die at twice the fucking rate that you would have COVID. Twice. So I'm just going to argue that if we counted COVID deaths, or we counted obesity deaths the same way we counted COVID deaths, it shows to be dramatically worse for society. So why aren't we doing something about it? Why isn't there this huge push to make sure that where is the zero obesity? We had fucking the president of the fucking United States, and I say it with air quotes because who the fuck knew who was telling him to do what, because he was clearly cognitively impaired. You motherfuckers voted for Weekend at Bernie's. It was fucking ridiculous and fucking pathetic. But he came right out and said that we need to have zero COVID. We're gonna defeat the virus. How about defeating obesity? Like, you're not gonna defeat an endemic fucking virus that people don't have a choice about. You are able to defeat shit that happens from people's personal choices that are vastly deadlier than it. And again, as I am pointing out, obesity, when counted the same way as COVID, is at least twice as deadly, if not vastly more. Especially for the younger age brackets, because younger age brackets, COVID is a minor inconvenience. And always has been. By the data. From the CDC and the World Health Organization. Just saying, You can't say COVID was super deadly when there's a study on the World Health Organization showing that the under 70 IFR for everywhere is 0.05. 99.95% survivability. Shut the fuck up. It's so fucking wild. In contrast, COVID had a 99.995% survivability. Obesity has a 98.777. Yeah, 98.77% survivability. It's more deadly when counted the same. Shocking. Obesity's lethal boost to COVID-19. And here's another factor we need to play into this. If obesity's standalone total doesn't shake you, the role of fueling COVID-19 deadliness will. Obesity is a massive risk factor for severity of COVID-19 outcomes. The CDC in 2021 reported that 30.2% of the U.S. population hospitalized were linked to obesity, with 1.5 to 2 times higher death risks from those with a BMI of over 30. That's from Nature 2023. Obesity-related conditions, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, further amplified COVID-19's impact. Many COVID-19 deaths in 2020 were among obese individuals, meaning obesity was the hidden engine behind the pandemic's toll. So if we took those numbers away, and instead of counting obesity deaths as COVID deaths, because very frankly, especially if you're under 70 and you died from COVID because of your obesity, the obesity is what fucking killed you, because other people, other members of your peer group weren't in trouble and didn't have a fucking problem at all, motherfucking ever. But kind of crazy that if we took all the deaths, all the deaths that are attributed to COVID of obese people and took them away, that'd be about 50 to fucking 60% of them, making COVID even less fucking deadly in comparison to obesity. And obesity is the true pandemic. Absolutely. Even without exaggerated counting, obesity's toll is massive. The WHO links 2.8 million deaths yearly from heart disease, diabetes, and more. COVID-19, 1.8 million deaths globally in 2020, and that's with massively inflated numbers, counting all of the obese deaths, as obesity deaths in the United States alone hits 1.7 million versus 350,000 COVID-19 deaths in 2020. So if we counted U.S. standalone, if we count all obesity deaths as obesity deaths, and the U.S. standalone hits 1.7 million people a year die from obesity. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. Insane. This obesity IFR exposes a deeper flaw. How we counted deaths shaped what we fear. If we tracked obesity like COVID-19, daily case counts, mandatory interventions, global alerts, we'd be in a panic. Instead, we blame individuals and ignore systemic issues like food policy and urban design. And I personally wanted to add that it is a matter of your personal responsibility. So you should absolutely be fucking kicking that out. I will take questions for a little bit, and then I am going to be off to do a few chores and then do Jubecast back here in a little bit. So I hope all of you are having a great day. One more time, folks, here is where you can buy my book. It Was Never About Your Health, The COVID Pandemic. It is on ebook, on Amazon, paperback, and on hardcover. Please grab that ASAP. I appreciate it. And for those of you like, you're not a doctor, why are you not? It's because I was right the whole time when doctors were wrong. So the doctors that were wrong, you should be asking them why they were wrong, not me why I'm writing a book when I was right the whole time about everything the whole time. I don't know why I just sounded like Cartman there. One of the ADHD guys grabbed a hold of the fucking microphone. But also, please do check out our monthly coaching. We have month-to-month coaching at $69.99. We have three months coaching at $199.99 and 6 months coaching at $299.99. If you have weight cycled the same 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 plus pounds multiple times, we can help you build a lifestyle that will keep that off for good. But also, we help adjust your lifestyle uniquely to you. You have your own private chat with Crystal and I in our app. Plus, you get all the group chats, the live and pre-recorded workouts, all that stuff. But you have your own private chat with us where we conduct your coaching in private, just you, and we work towards you. Like, we adjust your lifestyle. We don't just pitch out, like, eat this, do these workouts, and you'll lose weight. No, we adjust your current lifestyle to a healthier one. So that when you're done, there's no diet to go off of. It's just your lifestyle. So please do check that out. And since we don't have a lot of questions running in, and I am on an hour and 15 minutes of doing this, and I've got some stuff I got to do before my live, I'm going to call this a day. I hope all of you have a great fucking day. My name is Alan Roberts. Goddamn.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.